Hello everyone, welcome to Business Studies class. I am Sahana Prasad from Department of Commerce, Gopal Swami PU College, Mysore. In the previous class, I explained about planning chapter. In that chapter, I explained about meaning of planning, features of planning and importance of planning. In this session, I'll explain about limitations of planning and planning process. So now let us see what are the limitations or disadvantages of planning. Sometimes in the organization, things do not go according to plan. There are various obstacles like disturbance. It will definitely happen in the business because business usually works in dynamic environment. So there are certain limitations in planning. First one is planning leads to rigidity. So what is rigid or rigidity? Rigid or rigidity means something which is not able to change. You can't change. See, a well-defined plan is drawn up with specific goals to be achieved with time limit. So whatever plans which are set by the top management, it will definitely have a time limit. So this plan decides the future course of action and managers have to work on these predetermined courses of action. So smaller changes can be made easily, but to make a bigger change is impossible. So this leads to rigidity in the activities of the managers, and sometimes managers may not in a position to change the plan. So this leads to rigidity. This is the first limitation of planning. Second one, it may not work in dynamic environment. It may not work in dynamic environment. So you know what is dynamic environment? It keeps on changing, which is flexible. See, planning is based on the future anticipation. Here managers, they predict, they anticipate, they assume about future conditions, and whatever they assume and predict, sometimes it may not go according to plan. See, for example, let us think that a company anticipated that a government was thinking to about allowing the export of some product. So assuming that, the company started manufacturing that particular product, but later on the government did not allow or did not give the permission to export that particular product. So again, there is a wrong assumption by the organization or by the managers. Sometimes whatever the assumptions or predictions manager do, sometimes it may not work, especially in the dynamic environment, because it keeps on changing. This is the second limitation of planning. Third one is planning reduces creativity. What is creativity? Creativity means which is ability to make new things using skill or imagination. So that is creativity. Usually planning is done by top management, and the subordinates like middle level management and lower level management, they just implement the plan which is drawn by the top management, and middle level management, they are not even allowed to deviate or change the plan. They just have to follow the instructions given by the top management. So they don't have any, they will not allow to act on their own. They just have to follow the instructions which is given by the top management. So this reduces the creativity of subordinates. So planning reduces creativity. This is the third limitation. Fourth one, planning is a huge cost. Planning is definitely a costly process. See, planning looks like a very small work, but its process is very big. Planning is always a costly process because the managers and the organization, they have to collect data, they have to analyze, and they have to collect all facts and figures, and they have to determine and evaluate each and every course of action. Sometimes they have to consult experts like chartered accountants, like that. So again, they have to pay them. So it's a huge, it is a huge cost, and it's a very costly process. So planning is a huge cost. Next, fifth one is time consuming. See, planning is definitely time taking, because a manager cannot do planning in a day. It definitely takes lot of time, because they have to collect and analyze various kinds of information, and they have to determine and evaluate each and every course of action. So these are all the things that they have to do it in order to achieve the goals of the objective of the organization. So definitely planning is a time taking process. Managers cannot do in a day. So this is definitely a time consuming process. Sixth one is it does not guarantee success. See, managers, they have the tendency to depend on previously tested plans. So whatever plans they have drawn earlier, they try to implement the same plans for the current period. Sometimes it may work, but not always. So it is not always that the plans which were successful earlier, it will be successful again. So planning definitely does not guarantee success. So these are the 6 limitations of planning. Planning leads to rigidity. Second one is it may not work in dynamic environment. Third one is reduces creativity. Fourth one is huge cost. Fifth one is time consuming. And sixth one, it does not guarantee success. So these are the 6 limitations of planning. So now let us see what are the important steps in planning process. First step is setting objectives. See, setting objectives is the first function in the planning process. You know what is an objective? Objective is the goal or the target or the end result which an organization would like to achieve. And whatever the object is, it must be specific, means it must be clear, there should not be any confusion, and it must be realistic, means it must be possible to do, and measurable as far as possible. And objectives may be drawn for the entire organization, or it may be for each department. You know, in an organization there are various departments like production department, human resource department, and sales, marketing, finance, like this there are various departments. So objectives may be set for each and every department, and whatever the objectives, it should be clearly stated for all the departments, units and employees. So first step in the planning process is setting objectives. Second one is developing premises. What is premises? Premises are the assumptions about the future conditions, like trends in population or changes in political and economic conditions or government and legal regulation, etc. So here what basically a manager do, he predicts and he makes assumption about the future. So it is nothing but developing premises. So this is the second step in planning process. Third one is identifying Alternative courses of action. What is an alternative? Alternative is nothing but when you have choice, when you have option. See, once the objectives are set and when they have developed premises, the third step is identifying alternative courses of action. See here what a manager do, he makes a list of available alternatives through which they can achieve the objectives of the organization. See, for example, sales could be increased through by increasing advertising, or by offering discounts, or by appointing salesmen for door-to-door sales, or by adding more product lines. So like this, a manager will have more alternatives. So this is the third step in planning process. Fourth one is evaluating alternative courses. Next step is you have to evaluate, you have to test the strength and weaknesses of each and every alternative. See, all alternative courses will definitely have their own merits and demerits, and definitely there is a need to evaluate each and every alternative course of action. So this is the fourth step. Fifth step is selecting an alternative. So after evaluating all the alternative courses, the next step is they usually select the alternative. So this is the real point of decision making. See, after examining each and every possible course of action, the best alternative will be selected in order to achieve the objectives of the organization. So whatever the alternative they select, it should be feasible and it should be profitable. So this is the fifth step. Next is implementing the plan. So after selecting an alternative, now they put the plan into action in order to achieve the objective. So this is the step where other managerial functions come into picture. See, for example, if there is a plan to increase production, definitely there is a need of more labor and more machinery. So this step will also involve the organization of labor, and they have to purchase more machinery. So in this step, implementing the plan, this is where the other managerial functions also come into picture along with planning. So sixth is implementing the plan. Next, seventh one, the last one is follow up action. See, this step is very important because this is like a controlling process. Here they check to see whether everything is taking place according to plan, to check whether everything is going on as per the schedule, and monitoring the plans is equally important to ensure whether everything is taking place according to plan, so that all the objectives of the organization are achieved. So these are the 7 steps in planning process: setting objectives, developing premises, identifying alternative courses of action, evaluating alternative courses, selecting an alternative, implementing the plan, and follow up action. So these are the 7 important steps in planning process. Thank you.